Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. Now, here's John Truman Wolfe.
Hello, folks. John Truman Wolfe here for the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, coming to you from the gorgeous mountains north of L.A., the Los Padres National Forest. Sunny day up here. The snow stopped a few days ago. It's almost all gone. Makes it beautiful. Hope things are nice where you are. And we start today, as we do every week, reviewing the financial statistics. The Dow Jones at 31,055, up 332 points. I've said for the last several weeks and repeat, the equities markets will continue to go up. And I make that comment from a technical point of view, meaning looking at the graphs and how those graphs are performing, not because I think the economy in this country is healthy. I don't. But the health of the country and the level of the stock market are two very disparate things. But from a prediction point of view, I think it's going to continue. I mean, I don't know when it's going to stop, but certainly for the foreseeable future, I think the equities markets are going to continue moving north. Again, the Dow 31,055, up 332 points. The S&P 3872, up 41 points. And the NASDAQ 13,777, up 167. So equities are flying, folks. Very strong graphs on virtually all of these things. Now, the precious metals markets, gold has been just hammered. And I'm going to talk about this after I review all the different stats and come back and go, why is that? Gold broke 1,800, 1795, off 40, and gold has been on a downtrend for, I don't know exactly when it started, but at least the last couple of weeks. 1795, and this is a complete manipulation designed to get people out. And as I say, I'm going to come back and talk about that at some length. Silver, 26.59, off 55 cents, but silver's holding pretty strongly. Right in this 26, 27, 25, 26, 27 range. It has not taken the same beating gold has, and there are reasons for that as well, which I'm going to cover after we go through the stats. I'll come back and explain why gold is down very dramatically, and silver basically holding. I mean, 55 cents off in silver is not chicken feed, but it's not anywhere near the decrease that gold has experienced, and we're going to go over that. All right, folks, we're going to take a short break and come back. I'll go over the cryptos, which are performing very soundly. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, and we'll be right back. Do stay with us.
When you invest, what do you need? Investors need foresight and prediction so they can invest with confidence. Is the stock market going up and down? What about precious metals or Bitcoin? The stock market may be treading water right now, but now may be a more opportune time to invest in precious metals. Are gold and silver booming? What do you buy? Bullion? Mining stocks? Which ones? The cryptocurrency market is also advancing strongly, but which ones do you buy? John Truman Wolfe, former banker and #1 best-selling author, gives you the answers in his widely read newsletter, Strategic Strategic Financial Intelligence, available at strategicfinancialintelligence.com. Wolfe called the breakout of the gold market and the breakout of the silver market. He may not have a crystal ball, but his investment picks tell a story. Metals and digital currencies are on the move. Don't miss out. Go to strategicfinancialintelligence.com and get the Strategic Financial Intelligence newsletter today. strategicfinancialintelligence.com.
All right, folks, we're back. John Truman Wolfe, the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, going over the day's stats. Now looking at the crypto world, Bitcoin 37,292, and it's been holding at that range for the last 24 hours. It kind of it had been trading pretty consistently in the lower 30s, 33, 34. Broke to the upside yesterday, up to 37, and then has just kind of held this 37,292 for, I don't know, 18 hours, give or take. But strong. I mean, 37,000 is nothing to sneeze at. Ethereum also flat for the last 18 hours, but Ethereum's been on a roll. Folks, if you've been following it, you know. If you haven't been following it, Ethereum 1,617 off 1.2% in the last 24 hours, but it's basically been holding the range between around 1620 and 1650. Let me give you a prediction way in advance, and I'm way out on a limb here. I think Ethereum's going to go to $5,000. That's my, that's my perception of it. It's super strong. Ethereum and its use, the underlying software's use in building blockchains is just going exponential around the planet. And I think it will continue to drive the price of Ethereum. So over 1,600, I don't know who would have thought of it, I don't know, a few weeks ago. But here it is. Ripple, the kind of the bad boy of the big three, strong today, 45 cents. Again, for those that follow these markets, Ripple had been, trailing along at about 25 cents for a couple of years. I mean, it's just 22, 23, 20, get up to 25 and back down to 24. And then a couple of months ago, it broke very strongly to the upside and climbed up to in the 60 cents. I saw one thing that said 72 cents. I never saw it get there, but from a quarter, it went up almost 3 times from 25 cents, almost tripled. And it held there for some time, and then by some time I mean some days. And then the head of Ripple announced, and I've said this before and I repeat it, very kind of bright PR move, got in front of the SEC. He found out that the SEC was intending to sue them, so he put out a press release before that even happened. He said, hey, the SEC is going to sue us. They think we're a stock. That's baloney. Here's why we're not a stock. And the SEC did sue. In addition to the SEC suing, some of the big crypto exchanges around the world delisted it, meaning that you can't trade, you can't buy Ripple. If you've got Ripple in your account on an exchange, you can access it. You can get it and get out of it, but no buying Ripple from some of the biggest exchanges. And the price crashed then, no surprise. when the suit was announced, and then these delistings occurred, and it fell back down to around way back to its former trading ranges in the kind of high 20 cents, and then it's climbed back up. I mean, the last few weeks it's been up. So despite the suit, despite the fact that it has been delisted by some of the major exchanges, I think Coinbase delisted it. I'm trying to take the paper in front of me, so I don't want to claim somebody delisted it when they didn't. But it's hard. It would be kind of difficult to buy Ripple here in the U.S. So I don't know where those purchases are coming that's driving the price of Ripple up. But last I looked, which was a few minutes ago, it was 45 cents, which is almost double where it had been for quite some time. So I think the strength there is the fact that they provide a service to banks to send money internationally in the blink of an eye. And then they purchased another company. This may be one of the reasons that the price has spiked a bit. They bought some other company to provide some additional services to their customers, their Ripple holders, and so forth. So Ripple holding it at 45 cents. So and the other cryptos, the other altcoins, and again, for those that aren't familiar with that language, an altcoin, ALT coin, is any coin other than Bitcoin. So you have Bitcoin, which is the godfather, and then you've got everybody else, and those are altcoins, or alt stands for alternative coins. But the altcoins in general have performed very, very well, and they've risen along with Ethereum, and the altcoins have actually moved, making a general statement, as stronger than Bitcoin. So you have altcoins like, Chainlink is an example that's performing very handsomely and has been for a while now. So if you're a crypto trader, I think the future still looks bright. Will this come tumbling down? I showed my wife the graph on Ethereum last night, and she went, how do you know when to get out? So it's a good question. There are reasons. You watch it closely. I mean, we can go over like when to sell on a show where we go through the details of that. But for today, what I will say is, at least from my viewpoint, my vantage point, I think the crypto market's going to continue to be strong. I think there are great opportunities in a lot of these altcoins. And I think Ethereum's going to continue to rock and roll. It provides a world-class service to companies, and more companies are building their own blockchains using Ethereum systems. And I think Ethereum's going to continue to rock and roll. All right, we're going to take a break and come back and then talk about what's happening with the precious metals market. I'm John Truman Wolfe. We'll be right back.
Hill Street Cafe, Burbank, would like to thank all of you for your continued support. During these difficult times, Hill Street Cafe is remaining open for takeout and delivery service from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. They'll be offering a modified menu to keep prices down and maintain the best quality. The safety of their customers and employees is their top priority, and they're abiding by all CDC and Health Department regulations. Order via their Hill Street Cafe Chow Now app or on their website, hillstreetcafe.com. HilstreetCafeOnline.com. You have the option of curbside pickup. We will bring the food out to your car. You are also able to order for delivery or pickup via the normal food delivery apps like Grubhub, Postmates, Uber Eats, and DoorDash. Hill Street Cafe is here to serve you. Call them at 818-845-0046 or come by to pick up at 3301 North Glen Oaks Boulevard in Burbank, California. Hill Street Cafe, Burbank. Pickup and delivery services are available at 818-845-0046 or visit them at HillStreetCafeOnline.com.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares. First or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. You've got to remember to do your testing, and you always need to be sticking your fingers. The new way to live your life with diabetes is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body, and it continuously monitors your glucose levels, helping you spend more time in range and freeing you from painful finger pricks. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day, or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call U.S. Medical Supply today for a free benefits check. We offer free shipping, 90-day supplies, and we bill Medicare or your insurance directly. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. 800-633-1378. That's 800-633-1378.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm John Truman Wolfe. You're listening to the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. And I said before the break, I want to talk about the gold and silver markets and the manipulation thereof. So let's go back to some basics here. I mean, you have to have lived on another planet not to have followed the Go Smart fiasco of last week or earlier this week. And what happened, very briefly, for those of you that didn't follow it, there were hedge funds that were short selling the stock. To short sell a stock, you basically bet that the stock is going to go down. And so this happened in huge measure. The stock was supposed to go down and crash. What a short seller does, particularly people are in that business, they short sell. How do they short sell the stock if they don't own it? Their broker goes and borrows shares from somebody else, puts them in your account, sells them, and if it goes down, I gave this example I think last week, but just to repeat it, you short sell. You tell your broker that you think General Motors is going to go on strike, so you tell your broker to short sell 100 shares of General Motors. Let's say General Motors is selling at $50 a share, so he borrows 100 shares, sells them, and you now have $5,000 in your account. You've got to return the 100 shares, but for right now, you've sold the General Motors. There's $5,000 in your account. Now, let's say you're right, and General Motors stock goes from 50 to 40. You say to your broker, buy the 100 shares of General Motors. The broker buys 100 shares of General Motors. that cost you $4,000 because it went to 40, and you just made and he returns the 100 shares to wherever he borrowed it from. It's a key piece of information, and you just made yourself $1,000. But you can multiply that by any kind of numbers that you want and see that some of these people make huge amounts of money short selling. So some hedge funds, a hedge fund, and one major hedge fund, and I think some others, short sold this GameStop in very large measure. And then some people on Reddit kind of formed a little group of resistance. I'm not sure, but and they started buying the stock in large measure. So the effort by the hedge fund to sell it and then buy it back and make money at it was being defeated because there were enough people buying the stock now to drive the price up, and instead of selling and being able to go in and buy at a lower price and make a profit, indeed the price of the stock started soaring. And you can look even the mainstream media was showing graphs of this stock going out the roof, straight up. And of course, if you short sold and you got the $5,000 in your account because you short sold it at 50, if the stock is now going up and it's now 50, 60, 70, you've got to return the shares that you borrowed. So you buy, which forces the stock, with a lot of people buying to cover their shorts, it forces the stock up even higher. So all right, so let's say it's up at 70, you buy, you just lost $2,000. So that's short selling. It happens all the time. It happens every day, all across the world. Stocks, bonds, precious metals, etc. And this happens with precious metals futures, right? Gold contracts for gold, silver, all kinds of things. Now, I have long said, and when I say long said, long before I was doing this radio show and going back years, that the precious metals markets were manipulated. And there are those that call those statements conspiracy theory stuff. That's silly. But no, it wasn't silly. Last September, 5 months ago, the U.S. government, having sued J.P. Morgan Chase for manipulating the precious metals markets, found them guilty. And we're going to talk about that when we come back, because J.P. Morgan Chase is controlling the precious metals markets. Stay with us. I'll be right back.
Does your current bathroom need to be updated immediately? Introducing One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling, the complete and hassle-free way to get the new bathroom of your dreams in as little as 1 day, and for as little as $199 a month. Yes, the experts at One Day Bath and Shower Remodeling will come to you anywhere in the country and show you all the customized options. Now you can have a brand new bathroom in as little as 1 day. Large or small bathrooms, if you want a new bathtub or shower installed, we can do it in as little as 1 day. And if you call right now, you can save $750 off your remodel. We make it easy by offering you financing as low as $199 per month. Call now to schedule your free in-home consultation.
855-525-7454. 855-525-7454. That's 855-525-7454.
When you really want Italian food, you've got to get to Columbo's. Columbo's Italian Steakhouse and Jazz Club, Colorado Boulevard, Eagle Rock. It's that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you, and due to Columbo's multitude of clamoring clientele demanding the immediate reopening of their mecca of gustatorial magnificence, Columbo's heeds the call to feed the famished on their picturesque patio. Columbo's has triumphantly reopened. Savor their mouth-watering, delectable steaks, the freshest fish offerings, Columbo's family Italian dishes, the world's greatest meatballs, all at a price that'll have you ooh and ah with delight. Yowza. Yes, it's time once again to tingle your taste buds and treasure the Columbo's experience. Columbo's has reopened, and still that little neighborhood place you wish was down the street from you. Columbo's. Mangia bene.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Their expert staff can help you turn your book idea into a real book, a masterpiece that could someday make the bestseller list in hard copy and digitally all across the world. Page Publishing can help you completely take your idea for a book, write it, and publish it. So if you want to join the ranks of some of the most famous authors in the world, call now for a free information kit. Turn your book idea into publishing gold. Make a free call right now to Page Publishing.
800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. 800-378-3212. That's 800-378-3212.
When you invest, what do you need? Investors need foresight and prediction so they can invest with confidence. Is the stock market going up and down? What about precious metals or Bitcoin? The stock market may be treading water right now, but now may be a more opportune time to invest in precious metals. Are gold and silver booming? What do you buy? Bullion? Mining stocks? Which ones? The cryptocurrency market is also advancing strongly, but which ones do you buy? John Truman Wolfe, former banker and #1 best-selling author, gives you the answers in his widely read newsletter, Strategic Financial Intelligence, available at strategicfinancialintelligence.com. Wolfe called the breakout of the gold market and the breakout of the silver market. He may not have a crystal ball, but his investment picks tell a story. Metals and digital currencies are on the move. Don't miss out. Go to strategicfinancialintelligence.com and get the Strategic Financial Intelligence newsletter today. strategicfinancialintelligence.com.
All right, folks, we're back. John Truman Wolfe here with the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, talking about the precious metals markets. Gold just hammered today off about $40, but it's down. But what? It's two. I'm trying to think of when it started. But for the last several days, gold has been on a downtrend. Silver has, to a significant degree, kind of held its own. And I think this comes from the short selling mania and lack thereof, or challenge thereof, that's happened over the last week or so. What do I mean by that? Well, after the short selling game on GameStop seemed to peter out, there was talk of this scenario being implemented on silver. There are lots of shorts on silver, and this group of people on Reddit started, at least there were a lot of news reports, that they were going to do the same thing on silver and trash the people who had shorted silver. Now, who's shorted silver? Well, I don't know specifically in this case in the last day or two, but I can tell you historically it's been J.P. Morgan Chase. J.P. Morgan Chase has been found guilty of wrongdoing by the federal government for manipulating the precious metals markets. for years and years and years, and JP Morgan Chase had to cough up almost $1 billion in fines, $920 million for manipulating the precious metals markets, silver in particular. But they do it both with silver and gold. And how do you control these markets? Well, if you have enough shares or can short sell enough shares, if a stock or a commodity is going up and the people that are holding large amounts of that asset don't want it to go up, they just short sell and they force the price down. I've seen it again and again and again and again. Relative to precious metals, here was this group, at least the appearance of this group. I don't know how many people are part of it, but there was an effort and press on silver going through the same process that GameStop did, and that these guys were going to buy silver and defeat the shorts. Well, JP Morgan Chase is the biggest bank in the world. And the last article I read about JP Morgan Chase and silver, JP Morgan Chase has more silver than anyone on the planet. I think except the U.S. government, or at least the U.S. government used to have a lot of silver. They make silver eagles now. They used to make, as some of you that have a little gray hair remember, dimes, quarters, and halves were silver, 90% silver. Anyway, so here's what I think happened. Here's my opinion. As the news started to roll out and that silver shorts were going to get slaughtered by these Reddit guys that were going to buy and drive the price of silver up, that lasted about a day, if that much. The price of silver jumped up to about $30 an ounce from, $26. But then it just crashed back down. And I can just see the manipulators going, nah, it's not time for silver to go up, and just selling heavily and having enough silver to short that market to the point that the apparent taking the short sellers to the cleaners was not going to happen. And so silver fell back down. It started up with this talk of beating the short sellers, and then it started back down and went back down to 26, 27, and has basically stayed there. So the short sellers, you have to look at this from the viewpoint of the short seller and their thinking, and their thinking is it's not silver's time. The shorts are going to stay, and they just sold enough into the market to drive the price down to where it came. Gold, on the other hand, and gold is manipulated just like silver. And if you question this at all, just go to a search engine and put in, precious metals, price manipulating. I mean, the leading manipulator is JP Morgan Chase, but other banks do the same thing, big banks. And the government started following JP Morgan Chase's manipulation of precious metals with a technique of not short selling, but of what's called spoofing. What is spoofing? Spoofing is where the people that are seeking to control the price of the commodity pretend to buy or sell. In other words, they enter orders in large numbers, and so people watching go, the big money is now selling silver, so I'll sell, and they force the price down. but the orders that the manipulators put in are canceled. They never carry through with those orders. And so whether it's up or down, they may want the price to go up. They may put spoofing orders in to drive the price up or drive the price down. But in either case, they put these orders in. People then follow the leader, so to speak, and they, buy or sell depending on what the spoofing manipulators do. And then the spoofing manipulators simply cancel their orders. So they are manipulating the price of stock. The government followed them doing this for 8 years, sued them. A half a dozen guys got in serious trouble. JP Morgan Chase paid almost $1 billion. And we'll be right back and talk some more about spoofing right after this. Stay with us.
Now it's time for MedVed's Entertainment Minute.
Justin Timberlake plays a one-time high school football star who's released after a long-time prison term and goes home to Louisiana to live with his grandmother in the surprising melodrama Palmer, now streaming on Apple TV+.
That's Sam. His mama took off. He'll be staying with us till she's back.
You know your boy, right?
Yeah.
There's something seriously wrong with that kid.
Well, yeah, the pudgy little boy, excellently played by newcomer Ryder Allen, has some serious gender identity issues. But the stoic ex-con, now working as a janitor at his school, becomes the kid's protector and surrogate dad. It's predictable and sentimental in parts, but the material comes alive due to superior performances, particularly the outstanding Justin Timberlake. The result, with a hard R rating for harsh language and flashes of violence, is unexpectedly touching. 3 stars for Palmer.
This feature brought to you by the Thank Heaven Foundation.
Attention real estate investors. Do you need cash immediately? If you own one or multiple rental properties, you can use your equity to get cash out fast. The best part is we don't need tax returns or even a good credit score. At America's Loan Source, we are not a bank and we don't have bank rules. We make the decisions to loan you money, and there's no limit how much we can give you. Some clients have gotten as much as $500,000 or more within days. Use the money any way you want. If you own one rental property or 100 and COVID has left you in a cash crunch, we can help you turn your equity into fast cash. Call now for details and close in as little as 10 days and get the cash you need. 800-353-1760. 800-353-1760. 800-353-1760. That's 800-353-1760.
All right, folks, we're back. John Truman Wolfe here, the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, talking about how JP Morgan Chase and other major banks control the precious metals markets with a technique called spoofing, which is putting orders in, making people think that the price is going up or down, depending on what the orders call for, and then canceling the orders. So it's not illegal to put in an order and cancel it. It is illegal and a violation of the law to try to manipulate assets. I was going to say precious metals, but any asset by spoofing. 6 different executives or account managers at JP Morgan Chase got their hind ends handed to them. JP Morgan Chase coughed almost $1 billion. One of the articles that I was reading on this, just kind of catching up with it, because I've been following JP Morgan Chase's criminal manipulation of these markets for years and years and years, was the fact that it's not just at JP Morgan Chase. So other banks have been hammered for, and when I say hammered, I'm talking about being investigated and sued by the government agencies. Bank of America, Deutsche Bank were both sanctioned for this kind of behavior. So this is these markets. If you think these markets are driven by supply and demand, trust me, the prices of certainly in the precious metals markets are driven and controlled by the big banks, who not only short sell, but in some cases they do what's called a naked short sell. Short selling, as I explained earlier, you tell your broker that you're going to sell something. The broker goes and borrows the stock for you, or the gold or silver contract for you, and then you sell it, and then you buy it back. Either you made a profit or you didn't. But in a naked short sell, they sell but don't have the contract yet. So, you can flood the market with sell orders on assets that you don't even have. So this has been going on for a long, long time. The silver market, you can see if you look at the graphs on the silver market, and if you subscribe to Strategic Financial Intelligence, I publish those graphs, so you can look at the graphs and see how these manipulators are controlling the price of the stock. And you can see when they decide to go, okay, good, they have accumulated enough of the stock or the precious metals, the gold or silver or the contracts or whatever, and then it starts up. Now you start getting good PR and the prices soar. The financial press is as controlled as the mainstream media is today. It's no secret that major forces control those media spokespeople. There's countless books, articles written on how the CIA has their spokespeople in the New York Times and or other major newspapers. So this is not happenstance. And if you want to follow, if you're an investor and want to follow when it's time for gold or silver to break out, and or this is the same general technology, and I don't know anybody that's controlling Bitcoin, but the graphs appear to be similar. By that I mean you can see the graphs on precious metals. You can see they're being accumulated by manipulators. You can see it right on the graph. And the same thing appears to be happening in the crypto world. So I've taken the technology from stocks and precious metals and applied it to cryptos. And, I've got a half a dozen of them. I haven't, every one of them is up, and some of them are up very handsomely. Some of them are up good. But so the technique seems to apply to cryptos. And if you want to follow specific recommendations of cryptos and or timing on precious metals, subscribe to Strategic Financial Intelligence, strategicfinancialintelligence.com, because I look at those graphs and then I make recommendations. Nobody's 100% accurate in predicting markets, certainly not me. But, these last few years have been pretty handsome in terms of calling price changes up or down or sideways. So if you want to make some bets in the crypto world, subscribe to Strategic Financial Intelligence. As I made one mention a little bit earlier on Chainlink, which is a good altcoin that I would recommend. All right, we're going to come back with the final segment right after this. I'm John Truman Wolfe. This is the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour, and we'll be right back.
Let's talk about your credit cards. When you first start using them, it's a slow drip. You make charges, then more charges, then bills come, and they keep coming. When you open your statements, the floodgates come pouring in. You realize you have more credit card debt than you can afford, and you're barely making the minimum payments. Wouldn't it be nice to make one affordable payment and have all your credit card bills covered? Make this free call and learn our responsible way to get your credit card bills paid and under control.
Sponsored by Consumer Education Services, a nonprofit organization.
800-876-3643. 800-876-3643. 800-876-3643. That's 800-876-3643.
CESI is not a loan company. The establishment of a debt management plan may adversely affect your credit rating. Non-payment of debt may lead creditors to increase finance and other charges to undertake collection activity, including liquidation.
It's totally normal to be constipated with belly pain, straining, and bloating again and again.
No way. You could have a chronic condition called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives to help relieve belly pain and let you have more frequent and complete bowel movements. Individual results may vary. Do not give to children less than 6, and it should not be given to children 6 to less than 18. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor today. You may be able to save on Linzess and make fewer trips to the pharmacy. See if you're eligible to pay as little as $30 for 90 days. Visit linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
Here's an important COVID-19 school system update for your local area. If you're concerned about your child's education, please pay close attention to this message. The current school systems were not set up for at-home learning. If you're worried that your child may not be getting the grades they need to get ahead, may be losing self-confidence, or you're worried about them getting into a good college because of their grades, help is available to you. Call Grade Potential Tutoring. They can help with in-home or online tutoring and help your child with any subject and every grade level, even for test prep. They're experts in the home tutoring and online tutoring field and confident they can help you and your child get better grades today. Call now for your free consultation. 800-489-6575. 800-489-6575. 800-489-6575. That's 800-489-6575.
All right, folks, we're back talking about the manipulation of the precious metals markets. And if you look at the price of gold today, down $40, and the last few, I don't know when it started, but the last several days, gold has been down. It might hold for a day or two, and then it's down. So what does that tell me, the way I look at these markets? The price of gold is being manipulated. There's no question about it, in my mind. The short sellers are just made a fortune short selling gold today. How long they'll keep it down, I don't know. Usually they short sell at bottoms, and then the asset climbs its way back up to where it was. I am of the very strong opinion that the precious metals markets are in a stage of a bull market. Why do I say that? Because when you look at the graphs of both silver and gold, they have long bases of accumulation, which means the manipulators are just slowly buying, slowly accumulating. And in the case of both of these metals, over a period of years, 3, 4, 5 years, you can look at it and go, okay, good. So it's being accumulated. What you know from that, not only is it being accumulated, but sooner or later, it's going to go up. And sure enough, I mean, you look at the graph on gold, And you could see the efforts, 2 or 3 efforts to try and have the price go above $1,400 an ounce, and the short sellers would short sell and drive it back down. And so there is this long multi-year graph at about 1,400. And I said back then, it breaks 1,400, it's going to run, which it did. It ran from 1,400 to 2,000. Then, has fallen back now and is just hanging out, has been hanging out in the, 1,900 area. But of late, there's been a major short sell to drive it down. But this is in my opinion, a momentary blip in what is more likely a long-term bull market in gold, and silver is the same. You could see the accumulation of silver. Any effort to drive the price of silver in excess of $19 an ounce was met with short selling. And so you've got this long-term graph of silver at, in the teens. And it was clear to me that once it broke $19, that it would run, which it did. It went from 19 up to 26. I think today it was 26 and change. So it's been in the mid 20s. So none of these graphs go straight up. So it went from 19 to 26, say, and now it's been hanging out there for some time, which is designed to discourage potential buyers from buying more, so the manipulators buy more and can control the price up. If you want to follow this stuff with specifics with gold and silver mining stocks and or recommendations for crypto, subscribe to Strategic Financial Intelligence. You can get that at strategicfinancialintelligence.com. And we've come to the end of the hour. Good talking to you. Hope your weekend is terrific, and we will see you next Thursday with the John Truman Wolfe Financial Hour. Have a good weekend, folks.